to another episode of E-Ventures in Nature. Today we're going to go look at some creepy crawlies and we're going to go hunt for spiders here at the UC Center for Field Studies. I'm here today with David from Morehouse's lab, and he's going to explain what we're going to do today. So what have you got here, David?
So our gear today is very simple. We have a beating sheet, which is this one. This is just some tent poles with this white sheet, and then we have just a poking stick. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna collect some spiders from the trees and the vegetation by hitting the vegetation and the trees, and they're gonna fall on the sheet, and because it's white, we're gonna be able to find them here very easily. And then the second part, we're gonna actually look on the buildings because many species are associated to human constructions. So we're gonna try to find some spiders in that building back there, and we're gonna try to find some ant mimic jumping spiders in the forest over there.
All right, that sounds like a good plan. We'll go ahead and get started.
Oh, okay. Here we have this is very tiny animal that you guys can see moving here. This is a female jumping spider, genus Hensia. They are actually very common here in the field station, and we normally find them on trees and also very common in kind of tall grass areas like prairie. Another arboreal species of medium-sized jumping spider. This is genus Paraphytopus. They're really nice because they have a metallic green coloration, and yeah, very atypical for a Midwestern jumping spider. So we are here now trying to find some jumping spiders on the building, and the first one that we find is this one here. This is a juvenile of Platycryptus undatus. They actually live naturally on tree bark, but due to how the structure of this building is with these different wooden plates, they actually go in between them, so they kind of go into the wrinkles of the tree as well. And they really enjoy it here. Every time we come here, we'll find a bunch of these, and they are interesting because they're very flat and gray color, but when you look at the face on a close-up, you can see that males have an orange frontal line around the eyes, and the females are white. So pretty neat species as well.
Let's go catch up with David in his lab next and find out what happens to the spiders once they get taken back to UC.
So in the Morehouse Lab, we do sensory biology and sensory ecology. We focus most of our attention in the study of vision and how traits, mostly color, but other morphological traits are perceived. And then there are some students in the lab that have shown recent interest in understanding illusions and understanding facial recognition in animals. I do research on trying to understand how jumping spiders see the world. It turns out that jumping spiders can see, some of them can see many more colors than we can see. Humans, we can see all the colors that most of the people you guys see, for example, is from violets all the way to reds. Turns out that jumping spiders can see ultraviolet that we can't see with our eyes. So we're interested in understanding how this color vision in these animals has evolved, because it turns out that a lot of jumping spiders have a lot of colors. So males, when they display during courtships to the females, they have a lot of colorations on the face and on the arms, and they dance for her. So we are trying to understand if these animals have evolved different mechanisms to see those colors, and it seems that that's the case. We're seeing that some animals have evolved new types of pigments in the retinal cells to see these colors, and some other animals have evolved what I would like to call like intraretinal sunglass or something like that. So they have like a filter inside the eye that allows them to filter the light that comes through, and they can see colors using this filter. Another part of the research that I do in the lab is trying to understand where the attention of the females goes during courtship. So for a long time, scientists were always very men-centered, and we're trying to, we always look at how males display in courtships, but we don't really look at, or pay so much attention at where's the interest of the female there. So we have a machine that allows us to track the movement of the eyes of the female while we display a male courtship in front of her. So now we can correlate what the dances of the males and the movement of the eyes of the female, and we can understand what the female is interested in. Is she interested in the colors of the males? Is she interested in the dance of the male? So this is a very nice and cool approach, because as I was saying, for a long time people disregard the interest of the female and the attention of the female from a sexual selection point of view.
Tell me about your spiders.
Yeah, so we have here the Romanian spider from our last trip to South Africa. This is a climate control chamber, so we control the temperature and the humidity here. And I'm going to show you one of the largest ones that we collect. And this one is very interesting because this is something really new that we found. I found in this group of spiders another filter in the eyes. So this is new and it's really good quality, so I found it a couple of weeks ago. So really, really interesting. And just so you know, I was telling you, jumping spiders are not scary. They are, this is a very large one, but they don't get larger than this. And you see, I can manipulate the spider and nothing happens. They're just tiny little guys. This is a female. That's why it has not, it doesn't have it doesn't have a lot of coloration, but yeah.
Before we sign off today, I also asked David if he has any advice for the arachnophobes that may be watching this video and how to help work on your fear.
I was not afraid of spiders. I was not a fan of spiders. Now I'm a big fan of spiders right now. So I think a piece of advice will be go online, Google the peacock jumping spider. You'll have a lot of fun seeing those guys dancing for the females. The males are wonderful, and also keep in mind when you're seeing all these colorful jumping spiders, they're very, very, very tiny. Really, really, really tiny. So they cannot harm you at all. You can catch them with your hands. They're not gonna bite you, they're not gonna pierce you. They're safe 100%. Another recommendation, if you find one in your garden, try to catch it. It's not gonna do anything to you. It's gonna look at you. They have a very cute face. Google as well Lucas, the jumping spider. A really cute character. Really lovable. And another thing about not being an arachnophobe, they're actually useful animals. They catch a lot of insects, for example mosquitoes. So we don't want to kill them anyways. And something, you know, if you want to fall in love with jumping spiders, they actually don't make webs. So they are stalkers like cats. They behave like they're like the cats of the spider wall. So I think spend some time Googling that, and I think you will, you know, try to, and you will, you know, move towards actually understanding them and appreciating them more.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of E-Ventures in Nature. We got an up-close look at the native jumping spiders here in Ohio and the ways in which they're helping our UC scientists study color vision. If you want to engage further, check out the links below and maybe send us a video of your best spider dance.